What's up guys, What's up guys, ENT here, back live from my depraved YouTube channel. Now, you may be wondering why I'm back in the location where the legendary Christmas dinner smoothie challenge was first recorded. And that's because I have a cooking video for you today. It has come to my attention that the outside world is currently plagued with some sort of virus, and it means that a lot of people have to be detained inside, and my first response, like many others, was, so wait, what's the difference? But regardless, it means that a lot of people have a lot of free time on their hands, and so many people may decide to take up cooking. However, I am aware that not everybody is particularly skilled at cooking. And to hopefully stop people from using the microwave for every meal, potentially blowing up their entire house, or even cooking hellhole abominations such as this on the screen right now, I decided to make a cooking video that anyone can follow. Excuse me, can you shut the fuck up? Fridge? Please? You just can't get the staff these days. With the present being the best time to part my gifts as I am a river to my people, I've decided to present to you all at home 3 very simple recipes even you can do. Just for clarification, I am not, nor do I claim to be, a skilled cook in any way, shape or form, so without further ado, let's grease the wheels with the appetizer for today, which is scrambled egg on toast. For this recipe, in no particular order, you will need
a bread cooker, 2 pans, 1 big, 1 small, egg, a liquid container, a stirring thingy, some K-pop stands, and pepper, uncooked toast, milk, cheese. If you prefer, you can also put some shrooms and bacon on top, a clock, green plant, also known as basil, a hob or gas cooker. Fuck microwaves. Okay, so if you're doing what I'm doing, the first step is to preheat the frying pan that you're putting your mushrooms and bacon on. Next, you want to chop up the mushrooms with a fairly sharp knife. If you are underage and accident prone, then get a responsible adult like me to do it. I want to mention here that I am not responsible for any accidents involved in this, including lost fingers. Okay, if you're not doing the bacon and mushroom step, then this is the first thing you do. So what you need to do is you need to get your 2 eggs and you need to crack them in this bowl here. Shit. Oh no, this is going too high. No, I'm just sure it's fine. Just take this one and just skillfully break it open like that. That's the wrong one. You need to get the right one, James. You need to get the right one.
And then what you need to do is you need to get the milk, just pour. It really does depend on how much you want to put in. I don't like to put in too much, but you know, personal preferences and all. And oh god, the bacon. Oh god, the fucking. It's fine. Everything is fine. There's nothing wrong. Don't worry. So next, you want to do is you want to where's the whisk gone? Oh fuck, it's on the floor. Oh god, it's on. So what you want to do now is you want to just whisk it all in. Whisk it all in together. Make sure you don't get your eggshell in. Make sure you don't get your eggshell in. That'll be bad.
Make sure to season the mix with salt and pepper. Although optional, I enjoy adding thyme to mine as well. It's around this time that I like to put the bread in the toast maker as well. Get big pan and turn it up to about 7 on the hob or high on gas cookers. Make sure you put a fair amount of butter on the pan as well, otherwise the egg mix will probably stick. Once the butter has melted in the pan, you're free to put the mix on. Keep mixing it whilst on the pan with a spatula, and once it begins to settle, turn it down to about a 3. During this process, you can also add a bit more seasoning to it, such as thyme, salt and pepper. After it is cooked, you can just plop it straight onto your toast along with bacon and mushrooms. After this, take some fresh basil if you have it and stick it on top.
Okay, maybe I should have started with the simpler recipe. You know, it's not easy being a chef. Sometimes things go wrong and you kind of have to just keep moving on from it, but this next one should be easy enough for anybody to not mess up. And it's a simple dish for simple people, and I call it Pesto Pasta. Now this next recipe is one that is very close to me because I've been perfecting it over the course of many years now, and it's one that I'm very proud of because a lot of people have given positive feedback to it, unlike this YouTube channel. And so with that, here is what you need.
Pesto, a tea maker.
Where the fuck are the red onions? Fuck.
Red onions, sun-dried or roasted tomatoes.
Oh yeah, you know we got cheese in this bitch.
The fabled thyme, along with basil, cat not included. Salt and pepper. And with that we can start the recipe. Fill your tea maker all the way to the top and bring to boil. Put the boiling water into a pot. Put as much pasta in as you can and put on for 12 minutes, or until the pasta is soft when you prod it with a knife or fork. Whilst the pasta is boiling, you'll want to prepare and chop up your ingredients. Make sure to periodically stir the pasta as well. Once the pasta is done, drain it in a colander over a sink. Be very careful at this next bit because the water will be hot and you can seriously burn yourself. Once you have drained the pasta, transfer it from the colander back into the pot. Add about half a jar of pesto in, along with a little bit of olive oil. Don't forget to mix, especially with alcohol. After this, you want to put in your red onions and sun-dried tomatoes. Don't worry if you haven't got access to sun-dried tomatoes. Roasting diced tomatoes with a bit of salt and pepper in a grill also works. Add approximately 2 to 3 kilograms of cheese in, and don't forget to add your salt, pepper and thyme into the mix as well. And there you have your very own pesto pasta dish. Now this thing goes well with pizza and... Actually yeah, just have it with pizza. Goes well, really well with pizza. You can also have it on its own just as pesto pasta for lunch if you wanted to. I also recommend putting a little bit of extra basil on top to really enhance that flavoursome flavour and shit. Yeah, that's the... yeah. Good job.
And as with all great things, this video must inevitably come to an end, and so this is the last recipe for today, and I decided that, you know, we have a breakfast meal and we have one for lunch, but we don't really have one for a full-on dinner yet. So I decided that instead of doing a full-course meal, which I feel like would be quite... Fucking fridge! Shut up! This is honestly disgraceful. I just started recording and he's back. I needed that pen. The last recipe will be mashed potatoes. Now mashed potatoes are brilliant to go with foods such as fish fingers, sausage, cauliflower, among other things. Now this recipe will include things such as cheese, milk, potato, butter, salt, pepper, thyme. So if you don't have those recipes at home, those things at home, I recommend you get them.
The first thing to do is peel your potatoes. I personally used 4 medium-sized potatoes for this, and it created enough for about the size of a bowl's worth. Remove any stray cheese caught in the crossfire. Fill your pot up with cold water and put it on the hob, but don't turn it on yet. Cut the potatoes into smaller chunks to make them cook quicker. Put the rest of the potatoes in and turn them up to a high temperature for 20 minutes.
And so now the potatoes are boiled, I need to very carefully drain the water out of the pan so that I can continue to mash the potatoes. Carefully. This is not a bit. I could seriously damage myself if I don't do this carefully. So this is where I ask you at home to not fuck this bit up. Can't have any distractions. It's hot. And there we go. Safely.
Once drained, put the potatoes back into the now empty pot. After that, add a healthy amount of butter, 12 kilograms of cheese, and begin mashing. Partway through, begin to add a little bit of milk. Don't add too much though, otherwise it will become too creamy. After that, continue mashing until it's nice and fluffy. Once finished mashing, add a bit of seasoning and then you're done.
So that was the end of the video. I hope that you enjoyed learning how to make scrambled egg on toast, pesto pasta and mashed potato here. And I hope that in future you know now how to make all of these recipes. And if you want more videos like this, let me know down in the comments and I'll try and figure out a couple more recipes to do. And that's horse, but I don't know why he's here. Guys, do you know why he's here? I haven't seen him in ages. Not since.
Mum, have I got something on my face?
Yes.
Oh. Huh. Oh, okay.